Hello, welcome. My name's C.A. Wilson. I published my debut novel, Voice of a Pretender, last year. If you are interested, there's a link in the bio. Now let's work on symbolism today. Symbolism is a powerful literary device that uses objects, characters, and actions to represent abstract ideas, deepening a story's emotional resonance and themes. To amplify your writing, using symbolism, you must choose symbols that align with your themes. By weaving them throughout your narrative, you can turn a simple story into a rich, engaging, and emotional charged experience. A lot of symbolism stems from religious aspects, not just modern religion, but Greek and Roman mythology. One common symbol that we often see is an owl, which is symbolizing truth and knowledge, which we get from Athena, who has a symbol of an owl on her shoulder, whispering truth in her ears. Another symbol that is common with knowledge is an apple. An apple is derived from the story of Adam and Eve, and once she bites the apple, they gain the knowledge of the world. So often these are depicted in stories throughout history and have continued till this day. You'll see symbolism commonly used in artwork where it aligns with deities. So you'll have fruit, colors, animals, birds, even flowers, such as the olive leaf or a dove, symbolizing peace. Other symbolisms like candles lit symbolizes hope and knowledge, while a snuffed out candle may symbolize death, along with a skull or a wilting flower. Mirrors are commonly used to look inward or outward, some sort of self-reflection. We recently saw symbolism in the Stranger Things season 5, where they used A Wrinkle in Time and Alice in Wonderland to weave in Holly's storyline. It gave kind of a foreshadowing for the character and what was to come in the season. Another commonly known one is Game of Thrones, where the house is represented by a creature or animal, which often foreshadows the characters and the character traits that each house has. Now, symbolism doesn't need to be this blatantly obvious. You choose the degree of symbolism for each story. One aspect you can use this in is setting. Now, in setting, you're going to use the place or environment to reflect the character's emotion, or foreshadowing events, or embody the abstract themes like hope or internal struggle. You will see this in the show Lost, where the jungle symbolizes confusion and disorientation. They often get lost in the jungle, mirroring their emotions and spiritual confusion about their life and purpose. Often you see the rain mirroring the character's internal struggles. And often when something is reached, you'll see rain. Or if something dramatic happens, you will see rain. In the show Severance, the setting is a corporate building where the people go in and have no memory of their outer self. Their, quote, innies only know what goes on inside the job. They don't know anything about their outside life. They don't know if they have children. They don't know if they have a dog or cat, or if they're married, or if they're a sibling. They know nothing. This setting symbolizes the dystopian cult-like corporate hellscape that critiques the modern workplace and controlling environment where identity is replaced. A form of symbolism that's commonly used is objects, kind of an Easter egg, a little wink and nudge to your reader to show what the story's about. But when you're putting in an object, start with the theme, then add the object. You have to weave it into the story. This will allow you to show and not tell. If you have to explain your symbolism to your reader, you're not doing it correctly. You should never have to explain the symbolism to the reader. One symbolism that you might have seen was in the movie Castaway, where Tom Hanks creates a beach ball that he talks to named Wilson. The beach ball symbolizes his need for human connection and his own sanity. It uses it to incorporate his extreme loneliness. The ring in Lord of the Rings is an obvious symbol of power and domination, involving corruption and addiction towards the ring. However, it also shows the paradox of power and how power inevitably leads to dependence and enslaving the person to the thing that was once meant to serve them. In V for Vendetta, the mask symbolizes the anti-establishment and the power of ideas over individualism. The ultimate symbolic tale of Alice in Wonderland has multitudes of symbolism. Whether it is the drink me, eat me bottles that represent the confusion of changing of puberty, or the playing cards representing the rigid social structure and lack of reason of society. While the Mad Hatter's Tea Party is just the nonsensical logic of adulthood, and the rabbit representing anxiety. Genres of literature depend on symbolism to tell the story. Horror symbolizes fear by using monsters, ghosts, and creatures as metaphors for our deepest anxieties, societal breakdowns, or our own inner darkness, fighting with our shadow selves. Often monsters represent specific societal fears, such as racism, consumerism, disease, or the elite preying on the masses. The well-known Dracula symbolizes the old world, repressed sexuality, foreign threats, gender roles, and the battle between good and evil. This all told through the lens of a Christian allegory. Frankenstein symbolizes a victim of societal prejudice and fear, symbolizing marginalized groups, how society turns the innocent others into a monster through fear and rejection. The symbolisms in these stories transcend generations, and we can look at them today and see how they reflect on our own current society. Dystopian novels do the same thing. The symbolism in 1984 between Telescreams and Big Brother symbolized the loss of privacy and the constant watching of the government. The story of The Brave New World shows how the potential of technology can dehumanize us. Then we have Fahrenheit 451 with the symbolism of burning books. Finally, we have Animal Farm, an allegory shown as a fable, representing the Russian Revolution, propaganda, and the loss of freedom. Each animal represents a different part of the government there, where you have the pigs as the ruling class, most notably Napoleon. Napoleon's motto is "Napoleon is always right," representing the replacement of critical thinking, forcing the animals into conformity, and independent thought is suppressed. Symbolism is a great tool to have in your back pocket. It's fun to use, it's fun to explore and imagine these different things. It's fun to just give a little wink and a nod to your reader. If you're writing with a different culture in mind, go and explore that culture. Discover what colors may be symbols in certain cultures. Color can also be a good form of symbolism. If you think a bright sunny day with yellow and orange and all those bright colors are cheery, where you can change it to a moody maroon and midnight blue for a dark and creepy look, or blood red. Symbolism is a great tool to show, don't tell. It adds the depth that you're looking for, explains context, undercurrent, and subtext to your reader. Now, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe. Now on to the writing exercise for today, which will be on symbolism. Our dreams represent experiences, fears, and uncertainties highly compressed into enigmatic images that enable our subconscious minds to process the complex emotions that trigger them. Select a dream that you've managed to record in some detail. and turn it into a realistic short story with symbolic overtones. This is build the story around a recognizable event, such as a struggle between a divorced couple or an interaction with a bully. But describe moments, like walking in a dream, in which your character becomes uncertain as to what is real and what is imagined. Now enjoy writing, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.